The protagonist shares how they became an emergency rescue diver, attracted to the thrill and the sense of purpose in saving lives. They describe the demanding physical and mental preparation required for the job and their early experiences of successful rescues. Despite the danger, the protagonist felt invincibly till everything changed. One stormy night, the protagonist receives a call for an emergency dive. A boat had capsized in the middle of a turbulent lake, and several people were missing. The urgency in the dispatcher's voice was unmistakable, but something about this call felt off from the beginning. As the protagonist dives into the churning water, they describe the eerie silence that follows once they're submerged. The darkness is overwhelming, the beam of their flashlight barely cutting through the murky water. They feel a strange sensation of being watched, but dismiss it as nerves. The deeper they go, the more unnatural it feels. After some time, the protagonist spots a lifeless body trapped under debris. They describe the grim process of retrieving a corpse from underwater. The coldness of death felt through their gloves. But something about this recovery feels different. The body shows signs of something unnatural, like claw marks across the chest, as if attacked by something other than debris. As the protagonist continues the search, they start hearing strange noises, low rumbles, and what sounds like muffled voices underwater. The sounds seem to be coming closer. Then, out of the corner of their eye, they glimpse movements, something large and fast-moving just beyond their light's reach. Fear begins to take hold. Suddenly, the protagonist feels a strong pull from behind, as if something unseen is dragging them deeper into the lake. Panic sets in, and they struggle to break free. They kick desperately and manage to escape, but their oxygen is running low, and they feel disoriented. The feeling of being watched intensifies. The protagonist surfaces, gasping for air, only to realize that none of the rescue crew above had seen anything unusual. Shaken but determined, they return for one last dive, desperate to complete the mission. But this time, they find something even more disturbing. A second body with the same unnatural claw marks and a look of terror frozen on the victim's face. Just as the protagonist begins to ascend, they feel it again, that sensation of something stalking them in the depths. This time, they turn and come face to face with a shadowy figure, something not human, with glowing eyes staring from the abyss. The creature seems to vanish as quickly as it appeared, leaving the protagonist terrified and confused. After returning to the surface, the protagonist feels an overwhelming sense of dread. Despite attempts to rationalize the events, they can't shake the feeling that something supernatural lurks in those waters. They decide to quit the rescue team, unable to face the darkness again. The terror of that night still haunts them. The protagonist reflects on the events of that fateful night. Though no one else saw or experienced what they did, the memories haunt them to this day. They still hear whispers of others who have gone missing in similar circumstances, but they've never returned to the water. The dark side of emergency diving is something they'll never forget.